You do not accept the existence of a God, a divine prime mover, right?
No.
Now, the reason you don't is because you can't prove that such a entity or being or energy exists.
I can't, nor can anyone else. There is no proof.
There is no proof that there is no... so therefore, you've concluded that there isn't one.
That's right.
You can't prove there isn't.
You are never called upon to prove a negative. That's a law of logic.
All right. Why can't we have you say, Mr. Donahue, I can't prove there's a God, so I just have to take a pass on that one. No comment. I don't know. Why don't you say I don't know rather than I'm sure there isn't?
Because you can't accept, even as a hypothesis, something for which there is no evidence.
Why do you think that religions have attracted more people to their philosophies than objectivism has attracted people to its?
Well, first of all, they had much longer time. Now, remember, religion is older than objectivism. I don't think I would want to attract as many people as religions do, but the real and serious answer is this. Religion is a primitive form of philosophy, because what religion and philosophy have in common is that it's a system of background premises. It gives you a frame of reference, a context, in fundamental terms, and then you live the concretes of your life accordingly. So religion, primitive canned philosophy, if you want to, it gives you canned answers, and it says, here, you can rely on it, you don't need to think, it will tell you what to do in practically every situation, just obey us, take us on faith. Well, why do people accept it? Because nobody can live without a philosophy. Even the most primitive, unthinking man needs something to tie all of his actions, ideas, and his life together. He needs integration. Religion provides it to him ready-made. Philosophy, properly, does the same thing, but it offers an idea, a context to his mind, and it demands of him that he judge it, that he use his own intelligence to understand and then to accept the kind of basic premises that he'll live his life by.
You've got to be impressed with the universe. When you see order in the universe, this wasn't an accident, Miss Rand.
Oh, now you've got to give me a few minutes. What do you think would happen in a disorderly universe?
In a disorderly universe?
What's the concept of order? What does it have to do with the things which exist? If they clashed with each other, if there were contradictions, they wouldn't exist. There is no such thing as a disorderly universe. Our whole concept of order comes from observing reality. And reality has to be orderly because it's the standard of what exists.
Right. So
the contradictions cannot exist.
Okay, so we have an orderly universe because it's impossible to have a disorderly universe.
That's
I got
right.
that. I understood that.
Fine.
Do you understand what a breakthrough that is, that I understood that?
Oh!
All right, now, having accepted that, okay, having accepted that, I still don't understand why can't you just leave the door open? Why do you have to be so unforgiving and so final and so, don't talk to me about it, you can't prove it, and anybody who goes around believing it is wasting time?
The real issue here, as far as man is concerned, is that when you accept such an important issue as the creation of the universe, on faith, you're destroying your confidence and the validity of your own mind. It has to be either reason or faith. I am against God for the reason that I don't want to destroy reason.
In my youth, I was well schooled in religious doctrine, and I would not for a second say to you that I now believe in it as dogmatically as I did when I was a young person and had it taught to me by rote, all right? But I still wouldn't want to think that all of us pass through the experience of life and then when it comes to an end, that's simply the end of it and it has no other purpose. I'm kind of trapped there. I would like to think that there is something beyond the end of this thing we call life.
But tell me, supposing you were convinced that there isn't, what difference would it make to you now?
Oh, it would make a tremendous difference to me.
Yeah, I think so. But it would, for the better.
Well, you see, I think for the worse.
Why?
I wouldn't like to believe that when this body dies, that this spirit is now gone, that it's defeated.
It's not defeat. Think of it the other way. If you know that this life is all that you have, wouldn't you make the most of it? How can I be against God? I'm against those who conceived that idea.
Yeah, tell us why. Tell us why.
Because then it gives man permission to function irrationally, to accept something above and outside the power of their reason, and superior to reason.
And what's so bad about that? Why can't I be a reasonable philosopher walking around wondering what it's all about, struggling, striving, trying to understand, enjoying the quest and the journey, and then in the last little part of my consciousness I say, I know you're there somewhere. I don't understand why you did it this way, but I'm certainly can't wait to die and find out.
Because that...
Tell me, I'm not grandstanding. Do you understand that?
Are you?
I'm not trying to be cute now. I'm honestly trying to understand, and I know that it's easy to step on a person of your controversial view and wave a flag, and I don't want to do that.
No,
but
I know.
do you appreciate the question? Do you understand? Why are those two things not possible?
Yes, you said it, I think, unintentionally. You said, so I can't wait to die and find out. That, I'm serious, is one of the results of acting on faith. You can't wait to get out of this life.
And what's wrong with that?
Because this life is wonderful, as you said. Because if you look at the universe, it's wonderful. And you have to use your life to the best of your understanding. If you go by emotions, not reason, it means you're going against reality. Something exists, something is right, and you say, no, I don't like it, because I want to believe something else.
I see.
You, in effect, go by emotions, by your whims, not by reason.
Religion or the God concept or faith or worship has people thinking of life as a vale of tears through which you
That's
will
right.
probably not get without falling. You are essentially an evil person who is bent toward...
Well, most religions do preach just that.
And you don't believe that?
God, no.
You think that life should be a celebration?
Yes.
We're lucky to be here?
There's no such
Right,
thing
okay, so
as-
it's not a crap game that we're
Exactly.
here. We are here, and we should celebrate it, use it, enjoy it, be selfish.
Right.
There's a virtue in selfishness.
Right.
And we got ourselves in trouble when we started using government to force us to be good because we had this notion that we had a sort of bad nature.
Right. And if we have a bad nature, we have no self-esteem. If we have no self-esteem, any demagogue can have us. He can order us about because we wouldn't consider ourselves valuable enough
Yeah.
to be free. You will be anxious to follow anyone because you don't trust yourself.
Right.
So that self-esteem is a precondition of freedom.
I tend to think of this whole thing as ongoing, that there is an eternity, and that we are going to be a part of that eternity, that we aren't just corpses in graves when we die.
But we aren't corpses and graves. We are not there. Don't you understand that when this life is finished, you're not there to say, oh, how terrible that I'm a corpse. No.
Well, this is true.
It's
Yeah.
finished. And what I've always thought was a sentence from some Greek philosopher. I don't unfortunately remember who it was, that I read at 16, and it's affected me all my life. I will not die. It's the world that will end. And that's absolutely true. And you know, for me now, it should be a serious question, because my time is fairly limited, and I have the same feeling that I will enjoy life to the last moment, and when it's the end, I don't have to worry about it. I'm not there. It's too bad that the world will end, and I think a very wonderful world will end with me, but I've had my time. I can't complain.
Ayn Rand does not fear death, does she?
No. Only the death of someone I love, but not my own.